Artificial intelligence versus innate intelligence. That's the dance that's going on right now, and it's going to be going on for a very, very long time. Artificial intelligence, whether you like it or not, it is deeply embedded into the technological matrix of this planet, and there's nothing you can do about it. We're going to have to live with it. But how do we live with it? That all depends on your knowledge base of what's going on with it, your overall view of, I should say a cosmological view of how this intelligence, I'll use intelligence loosely, this artificial intelligence quantum field fits in with the big quantum field, the big I am quantum field. Very, very different. Very different game going on. I like to call the game of the I, the infinite intelligence, to be one of divine evolution, as opposed to the potentialities of having artificial intelligence de-evolve us as a species. So this video, I'm outlining it for you in very simple terms, so hopefully that you will be more savvy to how to use it, when to use it, and when not to. There we go. We can keep traversing through this world as knowledgeable, wise beings as to what's really going on. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. There's nothing you or I can do about it. Now, some of you may be really excited about it, and other of you may be on the other side of the fence and being really discouraged and have some fear about the potentials with artificial intelligence. And I tell you what, both sides are right. Neither side's wrong. There's exciting things about it, and there's also some real cautionary things. So today, my goal is to outline for you just a basic overview of what's really going on with artificial intelligence, so that you can hopefully use it more wisely, and you can get excited about it and just see where is it going to be a benefit in your life, and where can it potentially really detract and cause a lot of problems. So as always, I'm going to start out with the basic layout of humanity, and it all has to start right up here with the great I am, the source of everything. Whatever you want to call the great I am, you want to call it God, you want to call it source, it doesn't matter. We're just going to say, work with me, I'm using the word the big I am, the big source. Now, from the source is created and this is for this planet. Okay, let's go down here, and we might as well just put Earth right down here. Okay, so Earth is a creation of source. And one of the connecting devices that has been created for us here on Earth is something called the quantum field. This is the infinite intelligence. This is what I like to call is the big I, infinite intelligence. That's where that is. This is the big quantum field, the all-knowing field, where all information pertinent to us on Earth is being stored. Akashic records, you could say that's a part of it. All of this is the place of our connection and our creativity. So here we are down on this planet. I'm going to use my great artistic skills here. I really am an artist, but today we're going to be using stick figures. So here's people. We're all down here, all shapes and sizes and colors and everything, all kinds of beautiful, beautiful assortment of people. Here we are here walking and existing on the plane called Mother Earth, Gaia, Terra, whatever you want to call it. This is where we are. This is our dimension. And here's the I am, our connection to infinite intelligence. Here's infinite intelligence. And our connection, we have a very specific software that's designed to connect. And I say software because the software is literally software. It is connected in the softness of our physical bodies. And that I consider is innate intelligence. And that's what happens when you tap into the field right here. This is we tap into infinite intelligence through our innate intelligence. Our innate intelligence system is designed in quite a few different ways. For some people, it's really mind matter, right? As I think about ideas and boom, concepts, ideas come in through my meditations, my ponderings, my long walks in the park, my riding my bike, my laying there in bed. I mean, whatever it is, how you do it, there's a connection where information, boom, comes down to us. Some people, it's more through our gut feelings. It's through the interaction here. We just feel things and we know things. Other people, maybe they see things, they see visions, or they have auditory senses and they hear stuff. They literally will hear directions and voices, and that's how they are interfacing with the infinite intelligence. This is a beautiful system. This is the system that we're designed to live in and to be in and to grow and explore and evolve. So I'm going to put evolution here. To me, evolution, this is divine or spiritual evolution. This is what's going on right here. This is what all this is about, is moving humanity forward. What moves us forward? For me, it's developing this connection, this channel of creative channel, tapping in to the infinite intelligence. We grow this, and the more it grows, the bigger it gets, the more one we are with the big I am of who we are, and the big I am. The more we grow that, the more in stature we grow spiritually and physically as human beings, as these spirits incarnate on earth. It's through the nurturing of this channel, the creative channel. Now you might think like, oh, Elisa, okay, so I'm not an artist. I'm not a fine arts creative person. So how does this apply to me? Well, it applies to you in everything you do, right? Whether you're a mathematician, you're a scientist, you're a biologist, you're a chemist, you're a mathematician, you're a teacher, you're a preschool, daycare person, you're a policeman, a fireman. It doesn't matter, a doctor, doesn't matter what you do. Inspiration is what keeps us alive and going. Our creativity is what we have going for us down here. You may be aware of it and you may not be aware of it. It doesn't mean that it's not happening. 24/7, you're creating your reality. 24/7. You look around you, everything you see around you, it's a reflection of your creative abilities, your innate creative abilities as being a spark from the I am, the spark from Godhead. We're imbued with the creative talent. I don't care if you're like entertaining, say tomorrow night, it's like, what am I going to make for all the people coming over? Got to come up with a dish. So you start scouring through things on the internet and boom, inspiration hits you. That's what I'm going to make. Oh, and then I'll go this and that and that. Boy, that's creativity right there. Cooking to me is like one of the highest forms of creativity. I love it. It's such an act of love to cook for somebody and make something beautiful and tasty, present it well. Coming up with a problem to a physics solution or a math solution. My mind doesn't work in that way, but from what I gather, that there are these incredible moments of just downloads, of just getting it, where all this hard work, it comes together and boom, you just know you got it. There's the equation, there's the solution. And here's the point, it's a really big point, is that sometimes it's through hard work that this connection happens. Sometimes it's a flash. I started writing novels about 6 years ago, and I've got 2 now done over that much time. The first one came quick, the second one took a lot more time. But it's the hardest creative process I personally have ever been through. And I've been an artist, and I've made a living off my creative and artistic talents my whole life. Writing takes it to a whole other level. And for me, there's 2 things that happen in writing, 2 ways that I can be creative. Sometimes I'm contemplating a chapter, a situation, and I go to bed in the middle of the night, all of a sudden, boom, there it is. I know exactly what I want to write, and it comes in almost like fully formed. I get up, I'll type it all up, and often it needs very little editing, very little anything. It just comes out so pure. Like that channel is so open, it was like, whew, there it all is. And then there's the rest of the time. This is this is the hard work time where you slog through writing. When I'm in the midst of writing, I'm very disciplined. I get up every morning, usually around 5 o'clock. I want to be at my computer by 5:30 or 6 o'clock, and I want to write. I want to get in a solid 3 hours, sometimes 4, 5, 6, but I set a limit. I want to get this many hours in every single day. And I just do it. No matter how I feel, no matter I feel completely uninspired, I just sit down and I start plugging away at it. I get my drawing paper, I start drawing out character arcs and storylines and all this stuff, and I slog through and I work with it, and I'm pondering things, and I'm turning the wheel, and and it feels like it's a big old slog. But you know what happens? I work through it, and then pieces start coming together, and it's so incredibly rewarding when it starts coming together. But it took a lot of work. Like this channel, like I was carving out new pathways in this channel so that I could receive some help, some guidance, and some inspiration. I'm telling you what, this is so powerful. And I'm going to relate it just here in just a second here to artificial intelligence, because this is one of the problems. Here we have AI. Now, I don't care if you think that it truly is. This isn't about having a debate if it's really intelligence or not. That's just what people call it. Whether it has any intelligence on its own, highly debatable, but it's just a matter of extreme processing speeds that we're able now to have so much information poured into this cloud, into this quantum field, and have it be able to hold all of it and correlate it and do whatever the stuff it's doing. Don't ask me, that's not my thing. I just know that this quantum field that's contained within the infinite intelligence quantum field, that this is a creation of man. This is mankind's mental abilities. Maybe we should call it, MI or something, or AM, artificial mentality. But it's all contained in here, all the machinations of man. Several problems with this. Okay, so people tap into this. They get answers, ask questions, get answers, boom, download. First problem here is that it's through this creative process that this connection is honed, okay? It's interesting, a little while back, as somebody I hadn't seen in a long time, I was sharing with them about, what I've been up to, and I was sharing about writing and how long it's taken me, like 3 years to finally finish this last novel. Then we had a big move in the meantime and other stuff going on, but it was a huge learning experience for me that took place over time. And so they're like, well, why don't you just take your topic, plug it into AI, and boom, out's gonna come your book. And I was like, oh my God, you totally missed the whole point of writing. The whole point of writing is the process, is that process. Through writing a book, and you can relate to any kind of creative endeavor you like to do. For me, through writing a book, I have grown as a person. I've matured as a person. My mind is expanded as a person. I have new revelations all the time, new epiphanies, brand new ideas that come through. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? Well, I know where it came from. But new things are able to come in, and I'm growing and expanding. Had I put my idea in here and boom, gotten it to spit it out, I would have aborted this whole process. Would I be developing this muscle, developing this channel? No. Boom, atrophied. That's not happening. Just relying on that, we're getting slowly cut off from the natural divine evolution. In fact, I call this a de-evolution process if you rely on this for your creativity. It's not a creative source. It's a source of facts. It's a source of ideas or facts or whatever you want to say. It's a limit. It's the machinations of men. All this thinking gets us this. It doesn't get us this, because this comes from the source of love. This is heart. This is heart mixed in with truth. This contains everything. This is infinite, but it's heart-based because it's love-based. There's no love or heart in this. Absolutely none whatsoever. And for me, you can't really have intelligence if you don't have a heart connection. Intelligence is directly related to our emotional intelligence, our heart intelligence, our love intelligence. Then we can have truth do the dance with love. And it's a beautiful thing. You have one without the other. You have love without truth, and it's like this, outpouring of love, and it opens up so many doors that may be very harmful. It gets very diffuse. It doesn't have any power. It's the container of truth that creates, the container that the power of love can move through. You don't have the love moving through that channel, then you just have the cold, hard truth and like facts. You have artificial intelligence. You have people that are just locked in their minds and not in their hearts. They're not directly connected to compassion and empathy and all the beautiful channels that open up this area and combine it with their intelligence. And that can be a really dangerous thing, being involved with somebody like that. At whatever level, you got to have that dance and the blend of the two. So what I'm trying to illustrate here are the problems, the shortcomings with artificial intelligence. So right here, where's the little thing? No heart. There's no heart here. This is all heart. This is all I am is love. Is love and the beautiful containers of truth. So in this process, in this creative process of growing, of our divine evolution, if we cut out this process, then we start to get stagnant. Then we become the automatons of this. This is an isolated little world right here. And you can't progress farther than just what man has come up with. In fact, you have no progress. You start to digress. You start going in the opposite direction. That's why I call it de-evolution. This is de-evolution. Why I say it's de-evolution is because you're no longer using your creative muscles. You're no longer being what you're supposed to be on this earth. Is the reflection of that is growing that connection. Instead you're just going through and maybe you're going to have, like in days to come, people are going to have like thinking, oh, I'm going to be transhuman. It's going to be so incredible, and I won't need sleep, and I'll be able to think so fast, and I'll be able to run really fast, and I'll be able to jump really high, and I'm going to be able to all these superhuman talents. Superhuman physical talents, okay, the talents that are just right here. You're not going to grow and expand this. The real talents, the real magic, the real power of being comes through your innate intelligence centers, through the soft tech of what you are, not the hard tech over here. And you think you've got like capacities with this, these superhuman capacities. No, you haven't seen anything of a fully evolved human and what they are capable of doing. You'll never match it. You may think you have like a certain temporary gains of increased, say, mental capacities and physical capacities, but your spiritual capacity, your spiritual connection is not gonna be growing. And you know what? You're only going to get so far with this. So in fact, you think you're getting far, but actually what you're doing is you're de-evolving yourself into a roboton, right? You're coming into more of a robot. Yes, hi, kitty. My little kitty's saying hi. That's Nala. Yes, hi, baby. But you're de-evolving yourself because of this. I tell you, this is the game. This is what touches my heart. This is what gets me excited, is what I can achieve being a human. Unfortunately, we have kind of a short lifespan, but I feel like these channels that are opening, these apertures here are getting bigger and bigger because of people that are plugging and plowing away at making those more happen. Hold on 1 minute. Mabu. Okay, you go again. Go. Okay, we have to tend to our four-leggeds too. So Now's been escorted into the bathroom with the open window so she can look outside. Anyway, so you think you're evolving, but you're not. What really excites me is my capacity to grow as a human and what I can accomplish. Now, over time, we've had a lot of people plugging away at this and making these bigger openings here so that the generations coming in now have so much more connection available to them. I feel like that was one of my roles. That's one of many of us out there that are really savvy to all this. We've been working a long time at making this happen. We've been working a long time at chipping away at this boundary, so that we have more and more connection available, so that the humanity as a species can really start to unlock what our divine potential is. And in time, hopefully they'll start to understand how to turn on certain genes and how to really, reverse a lot of the curtailing, a lot of the culling of our physical nature, so that we can, our DNA level nature, so that we can open back up to the power that's inherent in being a person. Now, as an older woman and at a person that's in her 60s, having lived a long life pursuing this, I can say and honestly feed back to you that I'm starting to just feel like I'm tapping into the powers of my innate intuition, for one thing. And that is so amazing. There's not going to be any intuition here. You may think like AI is read your mind or something, but it's just based on algorithms and just, thinking through, okay, they responded to this, they like that, we have all this information about that person, therefore she's going to want this or be thinking about that. Can seem like quite the magic trick. There's a huge limitation with that, because I am infinite. You can't lock me down to what I thought about yesterday, what I Googled the day before. I'm so much more than that. But this connection, this is where it's happening. This is where we are truly going to be evolving into the next phase of what we're capable of. And once we start getting into those higher ranges of vibration as a people, as a whole, that's when the whole world changes. That's when you don't have the control patterns that are now controlling everything, right? They're controlling AI, controlling all that. They just don't exist at the higher vibrations. So that's where our personal responsibility comes in. Keep developing you. Keep developing you in your connection to infinite intelligence. And as you grow that connection, you start to help free up Earth, free us up from this lower vibratory field. And then, oh my gosh, then we get to see like, oh, what is humanity really capable of? So here we go to wrap this up. How to use AI, because it's here. Don't let it use you. Don't fall for the trap of something easy. I'll just have AI write my book. I'll have AI just write my paper for school. Luckily a lot of teachers are getting savvy to this, and there's certain earmarkings, at least at this point in time, where they can see this is probably AI written. See posts all the time on social media. And now we're really catching on. Oh, AI. Don't fool us. We know the difference here. So we're kind of waking up to that. But as we wake up to that, this is just going to get even more savvy and hard to discern. But for you personally, because that's what your responsibility is, your evolution and your growth. For you personally, just know that, sometimes it's nice I want a bunch of information about something I don't know about. So I'm going to download some information. But remember, with a grain of salt, you're downloading what's been put in here. You're not downloading from here. Just know you're downloading from this right here. You want some help with maybe a creative design. I do that in the program Canva, which is an incredible program for like marketing, for, do my thumbnails for YouTube, doing some advertising things. It's really fantastic what's available. And they also have this little button I started playing with that's like, AI generated images. I type in what I'm looking for and come out these really incredible stuff. I use them sometimes, not that often, but I do use them sometimes. That's kind of fun. It's a marketing thing. But I'm not saying that's my artwork. I wouldn't be posting and selling that because it's not me. There's something cold and slick about it, but it's kind of cool. But art, oh my God, for me to like paint that in a painting, to look completely different in that idea, because it'd be part of my soul expression, all of its imperfections and all. It'd be just amazing, and that's what real art is. But this would be like a graphic design. So just know what this tool is. Know its limitations. Use it really wisely. Don't let it interfere with this connection, with developing your creative connection to Source, to infinite intelligence through your innate intelligence. Don't let this get in the way of that. Spend time, every day, spend time developing and nurturing that and honoring that, honoring your intuition. You honor your intuition, your inspiration, you act on by acting on it, right? Or not acting on it. Maybe your inspiration's like a no, so you don't act on it. Or it's a yes, you act on it. Develop that so you know. And that's going to be your guidepost, your guiding light through life and through your own personal evolution and creating your own heaven on earth. You don't need heaven on earth as a whole. You just need heaven on earth in your realm, in your experience. And it can be there. It's there. It's waiting for us. The gifts of the gods, the beautiful gifts of the great I am of love and truth are waiting for us to receive it. We receive it by developing this connection. You're not going to receive it over here. So just know that. Just know that. And if you're ever considering, should I use AI for that? Think back to this video. Think back to wait a minute, how am I using it? Am I short-circuiting the development of my creative muscles? Or am I using it as a really nice tool to enhance this process? That's up to you. There's so many different versions of how that can look. But if we just understand the principle of it, then we can reflect back to it and then see how to apply it in our life and apply it in a way that's life-affirming. That's all about our divine evolution. So I hope that this is helpful to you. I hope that it makes a lot of sense. And moving forward, you can't, maybe you're not as worried about artificial intelligence and its potential because you understand its proper use and you can help other people to understand that. Maybe if you're super excited about it, you might be a little less excited about it, be a little more realistic about what it's capable of and what it's not capable of. So that's my message for today. I hope it resonates with you. I hope it's helpful. If you like, please hit that little button. You might want to subscribe to the Rebel Crone for more videos that I do a lot of different videos, but I hope they're all inspiring. They all break life down into, something that's easy to understand, that's meaningful and easy to understand. It's not supposed to be complicated. Who we are as beings is natural. It's the most natural thing is being in the human body should be. So let's just make it simple. Let's not get things complicated. Let's just figure out how to be in these vehicles and have a very fulfilling and inspiring life, self-inspired and inspiring others. So please be sure to like and subscribe. And also I've got a new podcast that I just launched a few weeks ago. It's called Wisdom of the Modern Crone. And in this, I interview all my sisters, my peers, these incredible women that are so full of wisdom and have lived these fascinating lives and have overcome so much. And I just want to give them a platform to share their stories. That is lost in the world. That you're not going to find that over here. What's lost in the world is the community and the connection with the wise ones, with our elders. With men and with women. Women I call crones, beautiful crowning glory of wisdom that we get through age and living our lives and learning our lessons because we've applied knowledge, we've applied it and we've gained the wisdom from it. So these are fascinating interviews. They're for anybody. They're for men, they're for women, they're for youngsters, they're for oldsters. They're for wisdom. It doesn't hold any boundaries of who it's for. So I hope you enjoy that. And that's it for today. Artificial intelligence versus innate intelligence. I hope it's helpful. And as always, much love and peace from within, because that's where it all starts and that's where it all ends. I'll talk to you later.